Why can't you manage your time? You're asking yourself. Well, that's because your calendar sucks. Yeah, I said it. Your calendar sucks. If you're an avid follower of personal development, you would have heard the term that you cannot absolutely manage time. And what we look for a lot of in just even the YouTube searches, you're going to see that people are always asking how to make better use of their time, how to manage time. You, in fact, cannot manage time, but you can manage what you do with that time, which is, in other words, called task management. And the reason why it's always said that we can't manage time is because time is a concept, right? It's out of our control. We don't control the 24 hours that we do get. We can control what we do within the 24 hours that we do get, 8 of which are spent sleeping, give or take, right? So what I always suggest is to manage the time that you have to do things. And by doing that, you have to really take a look at your calendar. Why can't you manage your time? You're asking yourself. Well, that's because your calendar sucks. Yeah, I said it. Your calendar sucks. You're not using it to its full advantage, and you're also using it incorrectly. Today I'm going to show you how to use your calendar correctly to better manage your tasks. A lot of people calendar block, and that's what they do, where they block out a certain time to do related tasks. They block out a time to do, let's say from 1 to 3, I'm going to focus just on business taxes. But what happens is they get to that time, they sit down to follow their calendar to make sure that they work on what they wanted to work on within whatever time frame they have allotted for themselves. What actually ends up happening is your brain gets jumbled. You don't know where to start, and it ends up looking a little bit like this.
Have you mailed that? You need an idea for, what about that text? Where are those? Dinner? You haven't done, check for it's snowing? What is the decorations the dishes need, I should switch the coffee?
If this is you, and this is what's been happening, and this is what happens to you every single time you sit down to work on your task, it's your calendar, and your calendar sucks, and we're going to fix it by first looking and delving into what my calendar looks like. I'm Chloe, and welcome to my channel, where you will find tech tutorials, productivity hacks, and everything entrepreneurship to help elevate your life and business. Now that that's out of the way, let's show you what my calendar looks like. Come on. So before I show you the calendar, I did want to preface this with saying that if this doesn't work for you, that's completely okay. What I want you to do and take note from this video is that you would want to assess the time that you have, assess the tasks that you have on a day-to-day basis, and really start to prioritize where you're going to put this. And most importantly, whatever needs to be prioritized and done, don't have it on a running to-do list. Actually put it on your calendar and go ahead and schedule that out. If you're going to time batch, you really want to sit down and figure out what things are priorities, what you're going to do in the time that you are batching that time, so that you can use your time wisely and more effectively. So that's what I really want you to take away from this video. So let's go ahead and jump into my calendar now. So basically, this is my calendar, and what you're looking at is all the things that I have tasked on a weekly basis. I like to view my calendar as a weekly calendar as opposed to a daily calendar, only because for my day-to-day projects and my day-to-day to-do list, I do use my reminders app. And so because I use my reminders app, I like to schedule things out that might be a bigger task, or task that I may want to remember and come up on my Apple Watch is one of my favorite things. Those things, for example, being my workouts. So I do have my workouts always scheduled. I try to create a workout calendar on a monthly basis. So every month I sit down with my digital planner, just get a basic calendar out and just start literally scribbling on it like I would on a piece of paper. And I've kind of worked out all the things that I need to add to my calendar on that piece of paper. And so that allows me to go from paper, or digital planner in the sense, which acts like paper, and add it to my actual calendar. So now I know I'm looking at a workout here, over here, and then I have my days off and things like that. So that is a calendar at a glance. So every day, let me look for a fresh calendar. So what I have Google do is, it's actually a setting. Once an event or calendar task has passed, it just shades it out so that you know that that was in the past. Anything that's current or in the future will remain with its actual color. Like, for example, this is today. It is my 9 to 5 is still going on, obviously, until 5 o'clock. And so that will still show up. Once the time has passed for that, then it will turn down to like a faded color like this. So as you can see here, my wake up time is 5 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. I just do 5:30 to 5:30. It comes up on my watch, and I like to see it when I'm up, and it tells me to wake up. It's just something that I like to do. You don't have to put your wake up time on your calendar if you don't have to. If you use your alarm or your Alexa to kind of tell you when to wake up, you don't actually need this. I do this because I like to see this on my calendar. That's all it is. And then I schedule my workout usually right after. So from 5:30 to 5:45, I'm kind of putting on my clothes, washing my face, doing all those things to start getting ready for my workout. So this one thing. So after my workout is done, it's usually about 6:30 a.m. My son wakes up at 6:45. I make him breakfast. I don't write that stuff because it's so routine. I'm not going to put on my calendar, make breakfast, take my son to the school bus. Those are automatic, and those are things that have to be done that I'm always going to do. So what I do is I kind of leave that section open. So from 6:30 to 7, it's assumed that I'm making breakfast and I'm getting us together for that morning. So at 7 a.m., I have a little bit of time from 7 to 7:30. 7:30 is when we walk over to the bus stop, and that's also my morning walk kind of workout for about 10 minutes. Every single day I try to do that. But my one thing is I choose it every single morning. So I have, as we all do, we have a running to-do list. Mine again is on my reminders. So if I have some things to do that morning, what I do is I'll take out the hardest thing that I can figure out. Can I do this in half an hour? And if I feel like I really can do it in half an hour, what I'll do is I will literally come in here and I will edit this. So for example, this morning I actually did my budget, right? So I will go ahead in here and I will write what that task is that I'm actually working on. And this is actually Amy Landino's Good Morning Good Life. This is her method. She does this. And so I adopted it to my own routine, and I've been loving it ever since. From 7 a.m. to 7:30, I have a block of window where I can do that one thing. And I literally try to focus. At this point, I'm not time blocking. I'm not task blocking. I'm literally just doing this one thing. And that's why it's called one thing. So I'm doing this one thing, and I'm focusing completely on that. Once my time is up at 7:30, we'll go ahead and walk over to the bus stop. And I know from 7:30 to 8, well, right before 8, I'm getting ready to log in to work for the day for my 9 to 5. So this is basically my 9 to 5. Now, at the top here, if you see, I have these things that are marked all day or do not have a specific time. But what I do is I theme my days, right? Some people use the day of the week to kind of help them do like a matching thing, like what is it called, training Thursdays or fun Fridays or whatever have you. I kind of do it as what makes sense for me. So choose what makes sense for you. And I think that doing it this way, it really does set your brain up that morning of, or even the week of, when you're looking at your calendar at a glance. You can tell what's coming up for you, and it creates this habit. So every single Friday, today is Friday the 4th. So because I have my theme days on Fridays, I know that Fridays are my recording days. I kind of have it as a set time down here under the record at 7 p.m. But this can always change. I can always move it. Right now it is Friday the 4th. Friday the 4th? Yes, it's Friday the 4th today, and I'm recording this on my lunchtime because I had a little time to do this today, since I'm not going to be working out today. So, but I know today is my recording day. So what do? The day before, I set up all my gear. I set up my tripod. I set up my area. I make sure that the area is clean. I pick out an outfit or something. You know, I don't dress to the nines on this channel, but I choose what I'm going to put on. So I kind of take out the guesswork, right? So it's kind of like if you're preparing the next day for an interview. You know you have an interview on Tuesday. You prepare the night before for it, right? So that's kind of what I do. And I do this every single Friday. So I know that day is my recording day. I start working on looking back at the script, kind of reading, not a script, but my outline of what I want to talk about. And I kind of go over it. So I know that every single Friday is my recording day. Of course, I have a payday. Payday happens at my 9 to 5 every 2 weeks. So I just make sure I plug my dates in here. And then, as you can see on Saturday, is take pics. Take pics, that's what it means. It doesn't mean just taking pics, flash, of me, but creating images. So I'm going to be creating social media images because on Sunday, I sit down and plan my social media and my content plan for the entire week. So on Saturday, it's the week before, so that's when I do all my picture taking. But picture taking also means creating images in Canva or whatever application I'm using at the time. It also means actual taking pictures of me if I need be, taking pictures of anything that I may need for any of my social media platforms, whether it's my digital planner, taking pictures for myself to make a thumbnail. Anything related to pictures, it goes in that day. Also, since I'm already taking pictures, I'm in the mindset. A lot of the times I do end up going out for drinks and dinner with my friends, so I end up creating reels. So take pics, create reels is kind of all in the same umbrella. Now, if I don't end up going anywhere, Saturdays is my website quality control. So what that means is this day I end up doing anything related to my website. So I go into my Trello board, I pull up what things I have to work on my website that I may have found throughout the whole week. And on Saturday, if I'm not doing anything like outdoorsy or I'm just kind of staying in that day, that'll be the day to work on my website. And what I'll do is I will again pick a time. So for example, if I wanted to do website quality control on this day, I would go ahead and do work on website. So I'm going to block out a time here. So I'm going to show you in real time how I go ahead and block that. I'll do from 3 to like 5. I think that gives me a good enough time. So I'll block out time. I'll do 3 to 5 to work on my website. Again, if I know, because usually Saturdays are very sporadic as far as like what I'm going to do outside with my son, family time, yada, 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 you get it. So once I've picked out my time, I sit here and I add tasks to it. This is where you're doing time batching incorrectly. This is where your calendar sucks. So from 3 to time, you've batched your time and you know that you're going to work on your website. But now you sit down and you have no idea what to work on, what tasks you want to complete in that 2-hour mark. This is where you have to get specific and use your calendar for this. Google has an amazing task implemented into their calendar system that's going to allow you to actually write tasks in this block of time so that you end up actually doing the things that you set out to do instead of getting on the computer, going into your website. For example, for me, work on website, I'll go into the website and be all over the place. You want to try to schedule all the tasks that you're going to do within that 2-hour time frame. Again, very important. Write out the tasks that you're going to do within each time block so that it can help you better manage your time batch, basically. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So what you want to create is, first you want to jot down how long do you think it's going to take you to do something. So what about working on your website do you want to take care of? Again, I have a running list of things that I may have noticed, or even my newsletters, somebody might have written back. It's like, hey, I tried to click on your link for XYZ and it's not coming up correctly. Now, depending on the importance of whatever I need to fix. So if it's a situation where someone DMs me or emails me and says this link is not working and it's something that I'm promoting, I'm going to try to go ahead and fix that as soon as possible. But if it's something that I myself notice is not as important, like for example, maybe one page I want to like fix a little things on here, the picture is not in its right section, the words are kind of off, I maybe want to change the wording of this sentence, or change the copy to that, or add with anything related to the website that I know that I can work on my website quality control days, then I'll kind of leave it to that and I'll put it on this running list. Now, be realistic of how long it takes you to do stuff. You really, really want to pinpoint how long you think, because it's all about perception, to how long you think it'll take you to do XYZ. So for me, if I'm going to update a blog post, it's going to take me an hour, right? I feel like it can take me less. It depends on what I'm putting into it and how much copy I had already pre-written before, and if I have to make images or not. Again, remember, I do my images on that same morning. It all depends on what that website work looks like. How much can I accomplish in 2 hours, or can I give myself 3? In that case, if it's going to be 3, then I just move it to 6 p.m. and I'll have a 3 hour where I need to be focused. Really, really dive into those 3 hours. Really sit down and focus. Put your phone up in the room somewhere so you're not tempted to, while you're working, to go look down at your phone, get on TikTok by mistake, and end up there for 3 hours. It has happened to all of us. We're not exempt from things distracting us. If we do have families, you may want to go to a different room to kind of do your task and do what you have to. Talk to your family. Hey, for the next 3 hours, unless it's an absolute emergency, please don't bother me. You are the manager of your day, of your time. Try to really work on that first before you commit to anything on your calendar, is what I want to say. So again, back to this. So I'm going to give myself, in this case, I'm going to do 3 hours. I'm going to say that creating a blog post is part of one of my website tasks. I'm going to do create a blog post. I can't type. I'm going to do this as a task. And what happens is that Google turns that event into a task by giving you a little kind of like a checklist, and we all love checklists, right? So instead of leaving it out here with a actual time, I'm going to drag it into my time block section. So if this is what I want to do first and foremost, we're going to bring it all the way up to 3 o'clock, because that's going to be my first task of that block, right? If, let's say, it's going to take me 10 minutes to turn on my computer, which it shouldn't, you should really check that out. If you do, then we want to go ahead and move it over to 3:15 or whatever the case may be, okay? So my next task is going to be, let's just say I'm going to say from 3:15 to 4:15 is going to take me to create a blog post. Now my next thing is to, let's say, update my shop, right? Again, I'm going to do a task and then pull it up to what time that I said it's going to take me up to 4:15 to finish a blog post. So now I'm going to add this to 4:15. So I know, boom, now at 4:15 I have that. How long is it going to take me to update my shop? I'm going to give myself yet another. So I'm going to give myself another hour. So that means at 5:15 I can do another task. Now here I'll probably do like because I did update shop, I did create a blog. Let's do work on links. Work on links. We'll do that. We'll do task again, and we'll do task again, and then we'll just go ahead and move it up to, let's just say, update my shop is going to take me a little longer. So we're going to do this from 5:30 to 6. Boom. Not only do we now have our time, so between 3 and 6, I know that at 3:15 I'm going to start creating a blog. At 4:15 I should be finished with it. So I'll go ahead and start working on that at 4:15. And then my last thing is at 6, from 5:30 to 6. My cutoff time is 6 p.m. So I know then I'll work on my links. And again, you are the one that knows how long things are going to work for you. Once I get in here, I actually pull up my calendar. Always have my calendar up when I'm working to know what I'm going to be working on. Set my timers, right? So if I want to set a 1 hour to create a blog, whether I finish it or not, that's not the point here. I want to set my hour. I'm going to take out my trusty timer, which I don't use my phone for it because, again, distractions. So I'm going to show you what that is. So I take out my timer. It looks like this. You can actually get it on Amazon. I'll do 60 minutes. I'll go ahead and set that for 60 minutes. Once it is over, if I like the feel of where I'm going, okay, I've actually finished this blog post in 1 hour, which means that the next time I schedule this blog post, I know that it takes me an hour. And then I want to start on my next one, or if I didn't quite finish it, but you know what, updating my shop is not really that important, this blog post is more important, then I'll go ahead and either move this down to maybe 4:30 and kind of work on my blog a little more. So again, work with the times that you have. Open up your calendar at every section that you have your time blocked. So within Google, again, you're going to just check off the things that you did. So if you went ahead and created your blog post, you're going to go ahead and mark as complete. If the time passing is 4:45 and you did this as well, you mark it as complete. You did work on links, again, you mark as complete. You've time batched, calendar blocked, whatever you want to call it, but you actually set that time with intention. You actually were doing the things that you needed to do within that time frame. So then I'm going to show you again, and this is a new week, so this is going to be my next week, and I wanted to show you this real quick before we end this video out. And I'm going to show you my days. So as you know from this one, Fridays I record, Saturdays I take pics in his website quality control. Mondays is my editing, not Mondays, Sundays is my editing days, and I put social media images, but that's just means social media planning. I plan my entire week for my social media newsletters. Everything gets planned out on this day and put on my Trello board. So that's what those days are for. So I break up a huge task like creating a video into 3 separate sections. So my Fridays is to record. My Sundays is to edit. My Mondays, I'm going to upload the actual video to the platform, to YouTube, and create my descriptions and all that. So I break a huge task into 3 pieces because I know doing the whole thing sometimes can be a bit cumbersome, and it takes a lot of time basically. Now, if something like I decide to edit I've already done the thumbnail, right? Because I did that on my my images day, which is Saturday. So I've already done the thumbnail. But if I edit, now I want to do the description, I want to upload, and I want to do everything done because my Sunday's a little freer. I don't have many tasks to do around the house. I'm just having a chill Sunday, and I have some time to go ahead and finish the entire task, and I just go ahead and do it, right? You have control of your time. You have control of the things that you want to do and get done. And so that frees up my Monday, because my Monday mornings always turn into upload video and add descriptions and links to the video. That's what my Mondays are supposed to be. But hey, now that it's done, now that I decide to finish it up on Sunday, now on Monday I have something else that I can potentially knock off my to-do list. So my one thing. So that's my editing day, my social media days. Monday, of course, is admin day. So anything within my life that I need to do, and anything in my business, which is my admin day for business, I answer emails and clear my inbox. And then my life admin day is, you know how those goes. Run your errands and do this and make appointments and all of that good stuff. Then I have my CEO day. So this is the days that I schedule my work days where I work with on client projects. If I have a client project, or I'm working on Etsy projects of my shop, or I'm working on templates, or a tech session, anything like that, this is where that day goes. Thursdays are my research for business or training days, or whatever you want to call it. These are the days that I pick something that I've been wanting to learn about, whether I have a course on it already or I'm actually researching for my business. Thursdays are my day. Again, these are all do not have dates, but I give it a time. So usually on Thursdays on my lunch break, I take my 1 hour and I take either a course or I research whatever I'm into or I want to, go ahead and learn about. And again, I already showed you Friday, and then Saturday kind of repeats the same thing. That's how I basically time batch and I make use of my time correctly. Now, I like to make sure that I keep my calendar updated. I make sure that once a week on Sundays, I sit down with the things that I want to accomplish that week, my top 3 things, schedule those three things out first. Again, I do my workout schedule a month at a time. So you're going to see my workout schedule a lot going on in my calendar. But the most effective thing that you can do for yourself is, again, make sure that you task block, calendar block, but add specific task within that time block. So that is it. That is basically my calendar. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you take some tips from this and apply it to your life. Again, this is the way it works for me. Really figure out and sit down with what you want to do. So I just want to reiterate that studies have shown that whenever you do schedule things, you have a higher chance of not wanting to, one, reschedule, or two, not do what your calendar says. For example, if you made an appointment with your doctor and you add it to your calendar as an event, it has a time, it has a place, it has a date. 9 times out of 10, you're going to keep it unless something comes up for you, right? Where you have to kind of call and reschedule, right? You want to do the same things with the things that you deem important that you need to get done. So your to-do list, look at it as an appointment. You have to make that appointment. And if need be, if something didn't pan out or it's not, the time is not going to work for you, then at that time, then go ahead and reschedule that. But really try to add everything that you can to your calendar. And I promise you, you're going to get more done this way than any other way, than just having a huge running to-do list with a bunch of things just thrown in there with no actual date and time and sometimes place. So those are the key things that I want you to take away from this video. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed looking at my calendar and how I set up to be effective in all the different moving parts that I do on a regular basis for my business, for my life, for my family life, all of that. And I hope that you can get to implement some of these tips and tricks that I have showed. I want to let you know a little secret that I will be coming up with a task management course very, very soon. It'll go through a step-by-step on how you can implement all the things that I showed here today so that it can be effective for you. And we'll take it very slow, step-by-step. And it'll be out soon. I'll talk more about that within the next couple of videos, and I'll let you know when it's going to be fully out. For now, thank you so much again for watching to the end of the video. I appreciate your love and support. Please again give it a like if you like this video and you like this format and you're here for productivity and to better elevate your life and business. That's what we're here for. Now, another thing. Last week I saw you was watching not only did you watch my vlog, but you also watched my digital planner. Then you jumped into Trello, and guess what? You're still not subscribed, so I'm just gonna wait just a little bit. You subscribed? Great. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you again next Tuesday for another video.
You want the bamba? You want the G with the big boys? You want the bamba? You want the G with the big boys? Are you wrong? Kitty, kitty, you wrong? Kata, kata, kata. Anyway, enough of that.